What's going on, everyone? So last night was especially frustrating because it was a game that should have been won by the Lakers. Now, the Lakers lost 97 to 87, which was a very low scoring game. Neither team was like lights out or shot the ball particularly well. Lakers were 38% from the floor, shot 29% from three. The Minnesota Timberwolves shot 40% from the floor, 28% from three. But really, this game came down to really two key things, right? One was the free throws, right? They missed 6 free throws, which if you make those, this is a very different game, right? This game, Lakers might even win this game. But the biggest culprit out of everything was the turnovers. They had 22 turnovers to just 17 assists. They had more turnovers than they did assists. You're not winning very many games, if any. Right? Like, to go 11 to 17 from the foul line, and then on top of that, to add injury to insult, you have 21 turnovers and 17 assists. Compared to Timberwolves, who had 13 turnovers, which is still a lot, but 18 assists. Lakers won the rebounding battle, 53 to 48. Offensive rebounding battle, 15 to 11. They had more blocks, right? Like, they had made one more three shot better from three than Minnesota. This is a game that you absolutely should have won. It's a game that, in my opinion, is just inexcusable to lose. You cannot have these types of games, right? You cannot have these turnovers. You cannot be playing this way. I mean, look, it was a collective effort, right? It wasn't one of those games where, one guy had 10 turnovers or something like that, right? But still, it's just like everybody that played was chipped in a turnover. The only one who didn't have a turnover that played was Christian Koloko. Literally, Dalton Connect had one, D'Angelo Russell had two, Cam Reddish had two, Gabe Vincent had three, Reeves had two, which is good because usually when you have this many turnovers, usually Reeves and LeBron are the ones that have 14 of them. Reeves took care of the basketball, which I love to see. Anthony Davis had 4, Max Christie had 4, and Rui Hachimura had 3. Can't have that. Can't be in that position. Obviously, look, turnovers happen, but you have to do a much better job of taking care of the basketball, right? They failed to take care of the basketball, and it's incredibly frustrating to see a loss like this when this is a game that should have been so easily won. This is a game that you should have came out ahead without LeBron, won 2 straight without LeBron. But instead of being 14 and 11, you're 13 and 12. And Timberwolves just got another W on you, right? And trying to climb the standings, and you're hanging on by a thread here, right? Now you're the 10th seed. You're tied with San Antonio for the 11th seed. You're only a game ahead of Sacramento, right? Like, Lakers could easily find themselves out of the play-in if they don't figure some stuff out here and turn it around. Luckily, 10th through 5th is super tight. I mean, even 4th, really. You're only 3 games back of that. But, I mean, literally 5 through 10 is all decided by a game and a half. So it's going to be very tight between the play-in to who actually ends up being in the playoffs. But you got to be able to rely on your main guys, right? And these guys are struggling to provide consistency with LeBron. The idea is okay, well, now you don't have LeBron, so it kind of forces these guys into having to step up, into having to play a better role, right? Hopefully get these guys kind of into a rhythm, get them into a better flow, so that way, they can kind of hopefully maintain a level of that once you get back to, hey, LeBron's back. And he just didn't get that, right? D'Angelo Russell had 5 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 7 from 3. Now, he did get 3 personal fouls, quick. So I do think that kind of threw him off. It kind of felt like after he came back, he was trying to play catch-up, right? So I am curious to... I mean, look, it's very possible that he just would have been bad regardless, right? I'm not saying that, D'Lo would have had a great game or anything. Very possible he still would have been bad regardless. But what would he have looked like had won, he not had to play 20 minutes. He would have gotten to play, the full 30 or whatever. And if he would have gotten to get into a rhythm early on, right? Like, would he have kind of been better, right? Or even if he, instead of 5 points, would he have given you, maybe 15? Even if he was kind of inefficient, right? That's been the difference between you winning or losing a game. Austin Reaves, I actually thought had a good game this game, right? He didn't shoot great overall, but he was 50% from three, gave you 18 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. And it wasn't like one of those foul games, because usually you'll see it like he shoots poorly from the field, but he has like 12, he goes like 12 of 12 from the foul line. Like, no, he only took 2 foul attempts. And like I said earlier, he didn't get the 2 turnovers. The only thing that I really loved about this game, and I hope that it continues going forward, so like if there was any bright spot to this game, it was that the defensive intensity was there. I loved the defensive intensity, particularly in that second half, more so than the first half. They were competing, and I like that, right? Like, D'Lo getting in foul trouble, I would rather that. I mean, Austin Reaves had 5 fouls too. He almost fouled out. But again, I would rather that. I'd rather see us be aggressive, right? Like, we had more fouls, period. Personal fouls. It was 21-14. Good. At least they were trying. At least they were making an attempt. Gabe Vincent had 4 fouls. Austin Reaves had 5 fouls. D'Angelo Russell had those 3. I love that. Right? Because, again, at least it showed that they were competing. At least it showed that they cared this game. Right? Than when everybody's just standing around doing nothing. Right? Like, I liked that they competed. But, Rui got to be better. Right? Like, this was a good opportunity. You got to slide over, play his position. Now, look, Rui Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell, I've talked about it. They usually play better without LeBron. Right? That just because they had one bad game doesn't change. Because, over on As It Stands Lakers, when I did the post-game live stream, I had people say, like, oh, I thought that they are always better. Like, again, Julius Randle, for example, made 21 straight free throws. Right? And then he missed a free throw. And guess what? He didn't miss another one after. Right? Just because, a guy shoots excellent from the foul line and then misses a free throw, does that mean that, like, all of a sudden they're a bad free throw shooter? No. Just because D'Lo and Rui didn't play well this game doesn't mean that they haven't played better, in the last year and a half when LeBron has sat out, right? But it further goes into the inconsistencies that I've been highlighting. Further goes into just the struggles and concerns that I have, particularly with this team. You can't trust guys on a nightly basis. You don't know which player's showing up, right? Like, you don't know, are you getting 4 of 13 and 0 of 2 from 3 Rui Hachimura, or are you getting, 10 of 13 and, 1 of 2 Rui Hachimura? Are you getting, a 18, 6, and 5 Austin Reaves, and, I mean, you went 6-16 from the floor, but 4 of 8 from 3, or are you getting the 1 of 8 from 3 and, 8-point Austin Reaves, and 6 of those points came from, or 5 of those points, whatever, came from the free throw line. Same thing with D'Angelo Russell. Are you going to get 2 and 10 and 1 of 7 D'Lo, or are you going to get that, 8 of 10, 6 of 7, or 5 of 7 D'Lo? It's concerning, right? Like, we need our front end guys to be better, right? Obviously, LeBron James, he's out for the foreseeable future. Who knows? Like, even JJ even said, he has no idea when LeBron's going to return. Curious to kind of see how long he sits out. And, problem is we don't know what the deal is, right? So there's just all this speculation and stuff, but it's personal reasons, right? So it very well could be something very personal. But JJ did say he is expected to be back. But, I mean, even LeBron's had his turnover issues this season, right? I mean, he's always been turnover prone, but it's just his decision making. It's like he's forcing the issue at times, right? And I've seen people make excuses like, oh, well, the players he has. Like, the players he has isn't the reason why he's forcing passes into traffic, trying to squeeze it through 5 people, right? Like, most of the turnovers he's been creating, right, are his own doing. That would happen even if you had a super team, right? Like, it's just the decision making. Anthony Davis has got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. Now, the teams are really kind of clamping down on him, especially when LeBron's out, right? Every time he touched the ball, he saw, 3, 4, 5 guys. So that's something else too. But nonetheless, right? Like, got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. Got to make sure you're not turning the ball over. Got to make sure you're stepping up. And because until we can pull off trades, if we even pull off trades, we need the best version of these guys as possible. We need the best version of D'Lo, best version of Rui, best version of Reeves, right? Like, Dalton Knecht is still having his struggles. We really could use him to kind of turn around, figure it out. I'm not critical on Dalton Knecht because, again, he's a rookie, still figuring it out, right? Shooting slumps happen, bad moments happen. But still, it would be nice to kind of maybe get him going a little bit, kind of get him into a rhythm, get him into a flow a little bit. Three-point shooting is a problem. Defense is a problem. But I did, once again, really like the defensive intensity. I thought that they did a really good job just picking up the pace, being physical out there, working hard on both sides. It just turnovers. I mean, that's really what this game boiled down to. It was turnovers. This was a game that really hurt because of turnovers. And I really want this team just has to do a better job of taking care of the basketball, period. With or without LeBron. You cannot have more turnovers than you have assists. You just can't. It means you're not sharing the basketball, and when you are sharing the basketball, you're turning it over. Can't have that. Not if you really want to win games. You're not winning very many games, if any, having 21 turnovers and 17 assists. It's just not happening. Even if they had 30 assists, you're probably not winning that game. Right? Because, again, you just have so many, you're giving yourself such a disadvantage. Turnovers happen. Right? You always want to try to be under double digits, but 10, sure, 11, sure, especially if you're in the 25 to 30 range as far as assists goes, because that means you're moving the basketball, you're sharing the basketball, ball's not sticking, playing the right way. But look, at the end of the day, Rob has to get something done, right? Hopefully it's sooner rather than later. We're a day away from the 15th. So it's right around the corner. Hopefully, fingers crossed, something gets done during that time. Hopefully we can get some type of move to really just give us the opportunity here, because it's tough right now. It's frustrating watching this team just kind of dump truck the season and consistently be inconsistent and consistently be careless and not taking care of the basketball and all of it. It's frustrating. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? What did you make of last night? Frustrated or you're not? Do you believe, turnovers are absolutely killing us? Do you think, it'll be all right. It'll work out. Think we need a trade? Think we're not. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I love to hear it either way. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.